Most of the world's highest untouched peaks are located deep within the Himalayas and Karakoram. Some are forbidden for spiritual reasons. Others are located in troubled areas, and a few are so remote or dangerous that no one has stood on their summits. They all share a common point: an interesting silence of a peak untouched by any human. This list includes the 9 most impressive unclimbed mountains on Earth. They are ranked from the lowest altitude to the highest, and the last few are quite crazy. One of these is considered sacred by multiple religions, and another has never even been attempted. Stay with me. Let's embark on a journey to these undiscovered, mysterious places with you on Google Earth. Let's talk about why no one has traveled to these places. Crossing the Tibetan Plateau, we soar to a dark peak rising alone in the midst of wild nature. More than an unclimbed peak, a sacred symbol for millions. Welcome to Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash is located in western Tibet and rises almost alone above the landscape, a striking black pyramid dusted with snow. Its shape is so sharp and clean that it doesn't look natural. It looks carved, sacred, untouchable, and it is exactly seen that way. Mount Kailash is one of the most important sacred mountains in the world. 4 major religious beliefs consider it sacred. In Hinduism, it is one of the legendary places of Lord Shiva. In Buddhism, it is considered the center of the universe, believed to be the cosmic Mount Meru. In Jainism, it is believed that their first teachers attained liberation here. In the Bon tradition, it is a center of power. Every year, thousands of pilgrims cross the Tibetan Plateau to walk around the mountain. This sacred path, called Kora, takes days to complete. Some complete it in one go, while others progress by prostrating for kilometers. However, no one climbs to this sacred place. The summit is absolutely forbidden, not particularly because it is dangerous, but because it is considered a divine, sacred place. The Chinese government, which controls the region, has never issued a single permit to climb Kailash. Even legendary climbers have attempted to access it and have not succeeded. Reinhold Messner once wanted to make a symbolic ascent, promising not to step on the summit. His request was not accepted. Mount Kailash is the only peak in the world that remains untouched because almost everyone agrees it should stay that way. Turning to the heart of Nepal, we see a narrow and sharp ridge rising from the smoke. The locals call it a fishtail. This is Machapuchare. Its name means fishtail, and from almost every angle, the double summit ridge truly looks like a tail emerging from the clouds. It is one of the most well-known peaks in the Annapurna region. In 1957, a British team led by Wilfred Noyce reached within 150 meters of the summit. Out of respect for its spiritual significance, they stopped just below the summit and turned back. To this day, this is the highest point anyone has ever reached. Since then, the mountain has been completely banned. It is considered religiously sacred by the local Gurung people and in many parts of Nepal. Since an expedition, permits have not been officially granted for climbing. Today, even attempting a route on the mountain is illegal. Machapuchar is one of the few Himalayan giants with a familiar shape but an unknown summit. No crampon has ever touched its upper slopes. There are no summit photos. Pure, untouched, and probably will remain so. It is located on the border between Bhutan and Tibet, a peak higher than anything outside Asia but completely unexplored. Tongshan Jiabu stands at 7,207 meters, making it one of the highest undiscovered peaks in the world. It sits right on the disputed border between Bhutan and China's Tibet Autonomous Region, in a politically sensitive and physically inaccessible area. The mountain itself is massive and steep, with a high snow-covered ridge on all sides. Bhutan has long prohibited climbing its high peaks, especially those considered sacred. On the Chinese side, access to this part of Tibet is strictly controlled. As a result, there have been no recorded attempts, no official expeditions, and no detailed photographs in Tongshan Jiabu. No climbing permits, no routes, and no summit records. Tongshanjiabu is nothing more than an empty spot on a disputed map, and this may never change. Karjiang South rises to 7,221 meters in a remote area near the Bhutan border in Tibet. For centuries, it has been known as one of the highest unclimbed mountains in the world. This changed in 2024. After years of speculation and limited access, a Chinese team managed to see the summit. It was a great achievement not only because of the technical difficulty but also due to how little was previously known about the mountain. Karjiang South is steep, icy, and remote. The upper ridges are narrow, with broken glaciers hanging from almost every face. It may no longer be unclimbed, but it remains distant, serious, and rarely spoken of. Apsarasa's Kangri Eye Deep in the eastern Karakoram, next to the Siachen Glacier, one of the most remote and restricted places in the world, a military zone between India and Pakistan. Its name means the place of dancing spirits. It sits in a frozen war zone with no permanent settlements, where both India and Pakistan have outposts at high altitudes. The mountain itself is covered with large glaciers and has multiple sub-peaks. The highest peak, Apsarasas Kangri I, remains unclimbed. Part of the reason is political. Foreign climbers are generally restricted from any area near this part of the Karakoram, and even local access is limited to military personnel. Even if the policy were not in place, the mountain would still pose a significant challenge. Labush Kang III holds the position of the 93rd highest mountain in the world, with an elevation of 7,250 meters. In the central part of Tibet, it stretches along a rugged and icy ridgeline that has hardly ever seen human presence. From satellite images, it appears to be surrounded like a fortress, steep slopes on all sides, broken glaciers clinging to its base, and no clear line at the summit. Part of the confusion surrounding this mountain is its name. Due to a combination of isolation, strict permit regulations, and serious climbing difficulty, Labush Kang III remains unclimbed. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe for more video content.